Welcome back everybody to another episode of our Minecraft Let's Play series, here in version 1.16. We're here on episode 8, and before I start, I just wanted to give everyone an apology for the abruptness of how the outro of the previous episode ended. What had happened was I had relatives staying over, and I only allocated about 2 hours of recording time for the entire episode. As a result of me probably biting off more than I could chew in an episode, and also due to the complexity of making the storage room at such a small area, I really ran out of time, so much so that I was literally recording the last bits of audio as my company was walking through the door, and so for that I really apologize. Nonetheless, I'm really grateful for all the support that was given in the last year, where I was able to finally launch this YouTube channel, which has been a long-standing, multi-year goal of mine, but also for all the really positive feedback and just engagement in the comments. I honestly didn't expect the reception to be as positive as it was, given how new and inexperienced I am with YouTube in general and just recording episodes. So for that, I'm really grateful, and that's really awesome, and I appreciate all of you, and hopefully I can make a lot more new content this year, and we can have a lot of fun in this series, which is really just the goal. That's the end goal, to have fun. So with that, I think we'll get started on the episode. So now that the holidays are over, I think it's about time to take down this tree. I did receive a couple of presents. So first of all, we got this scoot from a neighboring turtle, as well as these cookies from a nearby village just to the western continent of here in the desert region. Very nice of them. I love these presents. I would like to ultimately get a turtle shell helmet, so perhaps we can find some more turtles and perhaps raise some on this island in order to achieve that goal. Certainly as we work on more underwater projects, that turtle shell helmet would certainly come in handy as we start to build underwater. The other thing to note is that, unfortunately, so the bad news first, there are no longer pigs on this island. First, I had noticed that one of our 2 pigs had just gone missing, disappeared completely, poof. And then eventually I noticed Champ had disappeared as well, and when I was coming up to the loft area via this waterfall, I noticed a singular pork chop laying here. So this is all that's left of poor Champ. So certainly we'll have to build a grave for both of these pigs, as they saved us in the earlier episodes, right, from mobs. They blocked them from getting to us, and their sacrifice will not be in vain. But as you can probably see from the level bar, I was able to get quite a few levels, and I did so by hunting mobs on this island as well as that small sand island that we were using to gather a lot of the sand used to construct glass here. And because it's so flat, it was a really good place to hunt mobs and gather a lot of EXP via archery. So that's what I did and was able to get quite a few levels. And so now that I have these levels, we can go about making our pick. But first I want to give a couple of updates on the house, because even though I didn't have time to record audio, I did have time to just sit down, gather resources, and look at the house and see what needed to be done. So first things first, in light of the recent events with the pigs, I decided to convert this room into a chicken coop. It's a little, I don't know, maybe there's too many details, but chickens look pretty happy. They've got this nice little roost and a tree and plenty of hay and wheat to make them happy. As you can see, Marine is here, as is Float, and they're joined by this third bird, Admiral, which, once again, while fishing, appeared on the shoreline right off this island over there. And so this was our third chicken, and then right after, actually a 4th chicken also appeared, and that chicken's named Sea Legs. They're staying over with the cows on the other island, but yeah, I think we have enough chickens for now. Hopefully this chicken coop looks cool. I really had no idea what to do with this room otherwise, but while we're over here, I do want to build a little something that I think is pretty cool. Alright, so first we need stairs, and now these need to be waterlogged. Now that the stairs are waterlogged, we can place the item frame, we can place an egg, and now very carefully, we can place the yellow coral. So now we have a chicken's nest. Ow. Isn't that cool? Okay, so for the remainder of the base, as you can see, I put in the support pillars and aligned them so that they have a nice little pattern, but also look like they're supporting this cave that we've widened. As you can see here, I went about making some seawall aquariums, or kind of a 270-degree view of the ocean here. And to maximize the viewing space, I ended up putting the enchanting apparatus into the floor. Certainly this is as basic as it gets, and it's a little bit crude and I think too simple, but it serves the purpose for now. And overall, I would say the base is in a good place because I'm happy with it. It's fully functional and we have all that we need, plenty of storage for, say, our building blocks, as well as wood and treasures that we've gathered here. So yeah, that's kind of the update of between episodes, and let's pick up where we left off in the last episode. One other thing. So rather than carpet, I was thinking we could perhaps incorporate red sandstone to make the floor a little bit more varied. But that would require that we find red sand in a Badlands biome, which in 1.16 I think is fairly rare to come across. So that might not work out very well, given that we've explored 4 maps worth of area and terrain, but still haven't found that biome. Actually, what else we can find there is terracotta, but if we use clay, we don't really need that in order to generate that. So terracotta is actually a really good idea to add some variety to the floor. I'm going to experiment with that in between episodes, I think. I'm really glad that I thought of that. Alright, so in the last episode, we wanted to upgrade this to its full functional potential, and so I ended up combining the books, which is certainly the opposite of what you want to do in order to save levels and repair penalties, but bear with me as we make our very first pick of the series, which I think we're going to be naming Origin. Alright, so here it is, our very first diamond pick of the series. And wow, that took a lot of levels. But now we have it. Cool, I'm really happy. We're well on our way. So in between episodes, I did a little bit of mining, or rather a lot, and I got a couple of more diamonds. And given that we have enough levels, as well as enchantments to make a Silk Touch equivalent in place of the fortune pick we just made, that way we have 2 pickaxes for mining. So let me go ahead and do that right now. So here's our second diamond pick. Alright, so first Silk Touch, adding the Unbreaking and bringing that to efficiency 5. And finally slapping Mending on there. I want to name the second pick Gently because it gently takes out the ores such that we don't break them. I think it's a very appropriate name given its counterpart of Origin, which sounds very epic but appropriate at the same time for the first pick. So let's go ahead and do that. Awesome. We have our 2 original picks, and now we've used pretty much all those levels, which is fine. But certainly I'm going to need to repair this bow because it is at its last legs. In fact, I used most of these bows up, this one in particular, to do all that hunting. So let me just repair it right now or see if I can even do that. Yeah, 33. That'll take some time. Let's see if we can do this one though. Oh, that's only 5. Fantastic. And we've damaged the anvil. I think that's it for the home chores. Let's move on to some other stuff I wanted to do. Alright, so you might recall in episode 4, around 8 minutes in, we were exploring this area over here, and we were able to come across some sheep as well as chickens, and a couple of horses. Since then, I've ventured back to the area, or the prairie, where the horses have spawned, and one of them I've really taken a liking to. But at the time we didn't have a saddle, so we put off taming him until a later time. But now that I have more saddles than I ever know what to do with, in fact we have a double chest worth from all the fishing that we've done, let's go ahead and do that now. And I just want to say ahead of time that I preemptively named this horse Keen, because I think they have a keen eye for detail. They're always very observant, and they know when I'm coming, they like look at me. I thought that was a really unique name for the horse, and so I didn't want them to despawn, so I preemptively named them. So let's go over there now and make a new friend. Alright, there he is. Alright, Keen. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Oh. Oh dear. Probably shouldn't do this on a hill. Come on. I didn't see hearts. Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, we have our first horse friend. Awesome, okay. So I'm not going to take him back to the island since there's not a ton of room for him, and practically speaking it would make sense to let him free range here where we'll need to ride him. This way he can also stay with this herd, which actually they're over there. Let's go bring our friend back over to his friends. Well, I'm glad to have horse friends. In terms of animals, I think we have all that we need right now. I would like to get a donkey eventually for that extra storage space, because I don't think we will be going to the end anytime soon. Unfortunately, we haven't really come across any donkeys, even though we've traversed through, I think, more than... we've traversed through a couple of savannas over in that direction to the south of here, but we still haven't come across any. Hopefully that changes. The only other animal that I want to get would be bees, but given that we're on an island, I think they'll fly away within like a day's time to the basically out of the rendered distance, and then they'll just be stuck there. So before we get bees, I would like to construct an enclosure for them, and that would involve underwater building. So I think it'll be a little bit of time before we go to that, but it's something that's on my radar. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'll head back. Since I'm out here and it's already nighttime, I'm gonna go ahead and hunt some mobs. Hopefully we can get level 33, because I do want to repair that really good bow. But yeah, I'll do that, and then once that's done, we could go about doing the building part of this episode, which I think we're just gonna make a simple diamond mine in the neighboring island next to the one that we've built the sandstone cave on. So stay tuned. Alright, level 25, that's not too bad. I just noticed that in addition to having, 6 stacks of pufferfish, we're on our second stack of nautilus shells. And while yes, I've gotten a couple from taking out drowned, the large majority of this is from fishing. Like, probably around 90 to 95%. We're gonna have a lot of conduits, that's all I can say. Alright, so we're here on the neighboring island where we have mostly cows, along with 3 alpacas, the singular chicken that decided to swim all the way from our island to this one, as well as a couple of birch trees, and just this is the general layout. And what we're going to be building here is a pretty simple build. It's just a diamond mine. Hey, sea legs. Wow, Endermen have really graffitied this place. Look at that. My goodness. I'm not sure where I want to put the entrance for the mine, because we need it to go downwards such that it won't cave in the ocean and won't stick out from the subsurface points of the island. So I'll have to decide on that, because yeah, over here, I don't see it really fitting, you know? It would have to start way over here. So what I'm thinking is, we'll have the dock, the sloping ascent, and then some sort of farming structure or build on top of the island, and perhaps here we could dig in forward a bit and then have the mine descend down this way, which would avoid clashing with the sea floor. We could also add a separate dock and a small ascent here. My only concern is it will be in range of the view from the bedroom, so let me take a look from the bedroom since I need to go over there to sleep anyways. Honestly, you know what? I think that'll be okay if there's a mine entrance there, or at the very least, a kind of cave entrance. I think that would look alright. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build a little bit more freely in this episode to kind of cut back on the amount of time spent just placing blocks and do it in a more segmented fashion. I'll probably just give an update and then kind of finish it off after that, because I don't think we have a ton of time in the episode left, and I also need to take a break. So yeah, I'll catch you there, and hopefully by then we'll be well on our way to mining a bunch of diamonds with our new picks. Alright everybody, it's the next day for me. Let's get to work on this mine. Right, because we were going to be doing some of this construction, I decided to build, or rather make, both this hatchet as well as the shovel. So now we have these 2 tools to help with the building now. Nice. What? How are they spawning? Oh, that's so bothersome. Okay, so it looks like everything except my stone cutter survived that blast. Thankfully, it didn't really touch any of this, which is now, I would say, completed. As you can see, we stuck with the jungle wood theme, since this is a coastal mine, and incorporated the regular sandstone into this area. The only thing that really changed was the flooring. I made this smooth sandstone because you want it to look worn, as if we've treaded on it a lot. For the actual diamond mine, what I had conceived is a way down this way, as well as a way down that way. This would lead to the ocean monument over there, whereas this would lead to the mining fields that primarily I'll be doing the mining over there until at least we conquer the ocean monument. Since this is 1.16, we really need to be going to town at the y=11 level. One thing I do want to do as we're mining these diamond ore blocks is replace them with sea lanterns to visually represent the frequency of diamonds in the world. Because once it's fully mined out, I think that would make a really cool view, but I don't know. I just thought it'd be neat. Especially if we can start to fly around that area with the elytra and really make it scale, like big. But seeing as how we haven't even conquered the neighboring sea monument at this point, let alone build a guardian farm, it'll be some time before we realize this concept. In the interim, what I'll do is I'll place polished granite as a surrogate for the sea lanterns and then swap these blocks out later once we have a healthy supply of our light source block. And certainly there also needs to be some decorating. We can add some details to the interior here and add some support as well as the stairs because I don't want to jump, all of these blocks. Other than that, I'd say that about does it for the mine portion, but let's get a quick view from the house. Oh yeah, that looks good. Subtle, but it's there. You can see it just barely. See, it almost blends in with the dirt actually. See, even the Enderman's happy. Another thought I had was building farms on the other side of the island. So in a sense, it's sort of these raised platforms that we have in the sea, built of wood or something of a buoyant nature, right? And that would fit nicely with the whole homestead farming theme that we have going on over there. Also, potentially, we could add some automatic farms for, say, pumpkins or cactus, but what I would really, really like to do is find that spawner though, because if we do build something scenic here, it would be really nice to incorporate the mob farm into that, so it's not only decorative purposes and kind of a lookout as well. What you could do then is have the mob farm portion either in the back over here, out of sight from that, or incorporate it somewhere in here in this mining area. It really depends on the height of that spawner, I suppose, right? And yeah, over in this area is where I would want to build the crops. So have like raised beds over there, a wheat farm per se, potatoes, carrots, what have you. And then this would be a main building, and we could incorporate the cow farm somewhere. And then for this side, it's mostly sand. I don't have any ideas yet, but yeah, it's just not a lot of building space if you look at it. And the Endermen have really, really gone to town and taking away the blocks and making this area a little weird. But if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. So I think that about does it for today's episode. Thank you again for joining and all your support. I understand we didn't do a lot of building today, but hopefully this suffices for this episode. And for the next episode, what I'm thinking is we should go to the Nether, since we have this gear now and we have our tools in line. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think that it's about time to do that, because what I would really like to do, and I mean really like, is have an alternative source of gathering EXP, because I'm really tired of hunting mobs in order to get the levels up. So nether quartz would really, really be beneficial at this point in time, especially since we don't have a spawner. And you're really just going to place that there, aren't you? Don't look away, I saw you do it. No. We're going to have to talk about this, Enderman. But for now, I'll catch you all later, and I hope you have a good one. And again, thank you for all the continued support in the new year. Take care. Have a good one. My friend, you need to calm down. I know we built this mine, but... Dude. It's a mine. Give me that. I can't believe you did that.